not every debt is bad debt. You can take out debt to pursue real estate ambitions, or you may have taken out debt because you're a serial investor when it comes to real estate. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about something no one ever asked me about. You know how much I ever asked me about this? We're going to talk about debt. You guys always asking me, how can I get out of debt? Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I going to get out of this? Today, I'm going to give you some methods that you can look into, that you can use to get you out of your situation, whatever it may be, right? I'm going to give you 2 methods, so you must can find one that can fit you, right? Now, first up, before I go into this, I want to just say, guys, that you need to understand that not all debt is bad debt. Not all debt is considered bad. You have some debt that can be considered useful, but it's still debt at the end of the day. You just need to know why you have it, and you need to understand how to manipulate your debt. With everything money related, there are always loopholes. Remember, I taught you that. There are always loopholes with this money thing. You can go in the stock market and lose big, or you can go in the stock market and win big. It's about strategies, it's about loopholes. Same thing with real estate. You can go into real estate and win big, or you can lose big. It's about loopholes, strategies. It's about you knowing and having the knowledge. That's what it's about. Same thing with debt. You can be in debt, but it's not consumer debt, for example. It's not credit card debt. And even with credit card debt, there can be loopholes. I just did an article on this in my newsletter. If you haven't joined my newsletter, you need to join my newsletter, Ask Anna, where I answer financial questions posed to me by my Instagram family members anonymously. Now, as I was saying, not every debt is bad debt. You can take out debt to pursue real estate ambitions, or you may have taken out debt because you're a serial investor when it comes to real estate. That can be good debt. It can also be bad debt, depends on how you do the transaction. But you need to take some time to understand the kind of debt that you have and to understand how debt works to begin with. Got it? Now, having said that, I'm going to proceed in this video assuming that the debt that you have is bad debt, is the debt that is considered bad. Sorry, I just had to go put on some mascara because I just realized I look dead to the world, man. I'm sorry, folks. It's called lack of sleep. Lack of sleep. So put on some mascara to see if it make me look any more alive or awake. Now, back to the methods. As I was saying, you need to first figure out what kind of debt you have, whether it's good debt or bad debt. If it is good debt, there's a good chance that you already have a plan, because the very nature of it being good debt is because you have, constructively used a debt instrument. Now, I'm gonna continue this video on the premise that the debt that you're trying to get rid of is bad debt, like consumer debt, like credit card debt, unsecured loans, student loans, that kind of thing, right? So I'm gonna give you 2 methods that you can use to clear these debts that you have. The first method that we're going to look at, by the way, I speak about these 2 methods extensively, exhaustively in my book, The Big Bad Book of Everything. You can get it at Kingston Bookshop or Fontana or Brian's Bookstores, all locations for all 3 of the above, or you can get it on my website, annapalomino.com. Ad break is over. Next. The first method that we're going to look at is called the debt avalanche method. What you need to understand about this method is that it prioritizes paying off debt based on the interest rate of the debt. It focuses on debt that has the highest interest rate first, and then the second highest interest rate, then the third highest interest rate, etc., etc., etc. The thought process behind this is that when you pay off debt in order of the highest interest rate first, you are going to be saving money in the long term, in the long run, because you are saving money on the interest that would have been accrued. So I'm going to tell you guys from now, if you are a more practical person, you're not an emotional person, this method is going to be the method that's going to work best for you, because from a practical perspective, this method allows you to save money, right? This is a debt avalanche method. Now let's go into how this method works and how you can do it. You're going to do a few steps for me. The first step, your step 1, is that you are going to sit down on a desk with some water or something, I don't know. But you're going to sit down and you're going to list all of your debts. You're going to put down the debt, who you owe the money to, the type of debt that you have, whether it's credit card or unsecured or student loan or medical bill, whatever it is. You're going to put down the interest rate. After you have listed all of your debts, in step 1, you're now going to proceed to step 2. Step 2 is that you are going to reorganize the list based on the interest rate of each debt. You are going to rank each debt in order of the highest interest rate first down to the lowest interest rate. For example, let's say you have 3 debts. One, you owe $1 million and the interest rate is 40%. The second one, you owe $500,000 and the interest rate is 20%. The third one, you owe $300,000 and the interest rate is 60%. How you would do this is that you would attack the $300,000 debt first, which has the interest rate of 60%. Then you would attack the $1 million debt, which has the interest rate of 40%. And then you would attack the $500,000 debt, which has the interest rate at 20%. Don't ask me, remember that? The grace of God. I'm literally talking from my head. But anyway, so you're going to organize it like that. You're going to rank it like that. That's your step 2. Your step 3 is that you now need to remember that you have to keep paying your monthly payments on all of your loans. Every loan that's on the list, every debt that's on the list, you need to keep paying your contractually agreed upon monthly payment. That's your step 3, just remembering to do that. Your step 4 now is that you are going to attack number 1 on the list, the debt that has the highest interest rate. So you're going to be paying the contractually agreed upon monthly payment every month, yes. And in addition to that, you are going to pay any extra money that you have per month. You're going to put it towards that debt, and you're going to keep doing that until the debt is cleared, right? Now, I'm going to just insert here that you need to pay attention to the type of loan that you have. Some institutions don't allow you to pay on the loan, the principal of the loan every month. You have to pay attention to that. Ask them what if you can pay on the principal. If you can pay on the principal, awesome sauce. Do that every month if you can. Do it as often as you can, because it's going to result in lower interest being accrued. Now, as I said, any extra money you have, you put that to the principal a month time, or you put that to whatever structure your debt takes. You follow that to get it paid off as quickly as possible. But bottom line is you're going to be prioritizing that loan for as long as it takes for it to be cleared. When that is cleared, you're going to proceed to the second debt on the list now. And what you're going to do is going to be a little bit different. What you're going to do is you're going to take the monthly payment that you were paying on debt 1, along with additional payments you were paying on debt 1, and you're going to now focus those 2 amounts along with the contractually agreed upon monthly payment for debt 2. You're going to pay all 3 of those to debt 2. I hope that's clear. When you do that, you are then going to keep doing that until the debt is cleared. Then you're going to proceed to the third one, at which point you're going to be paying the contractually agreed upon payment for debt 3, along with what you were paying on debt 1 and debt 2. So you're going to have a lot more money to attack these debts as you go along. And you're going to repeat it until you've cleared all of the debt. The benefit to this method is that, as I said before, you're going to be saving money. You're going to be spending less money on these loans because you are attacking debt based on the highest interest rate first. You're clearing them faster than the scheduled time. So you're going to end up paying less interest. That's the obvious benefit. And if I were to dare say, the only benefit. The second method that you can use to clear your debt would be a method called debt snowball method, right? Now what this is for people who are more emotional, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to know yourself and you know what works for you. For me, I'm a black and white numbers person. So debt avalanche method would have worked better for me. But if you're more, you run on motivation, this one is for you. Debt snowball would be for you. How this works now, the debt snowball method prioritizes debt based on the balance. You pay off the debt with the lowest balance first, and you proceed on that premise. You move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Now, let me give you the step-by-step play as to how this works. Number 1 is you're going to list the debt again, but this time you're going to be listing the creditor, the people who you owe, and you're going to be listing the type of debt that it is, whether it's credit card, unsecured, blah, blah, and you're going to list the balance. Now, you're not really business but to talk about the interest, is the balance that you're going to list. Your step 2 now is you're going to now reorganize the list based on balance. The lowest balance first, second lowest balance, third lowest balance, etc., etc., etc. Then after you do that, your step 3 is just to remember to pay the contractually agreed upon amount for each of the loans as you proceed with this method. You're not going to forget that. Your next step after that is you're now going to attack the first debt on the list. You're going to pay off the debt with the smallest balance first, and then you're going to focus on the second one and then the third one, etc., etc. The reason why this method can work, or it works for certain people, is that when you clear your first debt, no matter how small it is, you feel this sense of motivation, you know, accomplishment. I did it, yes. And you get the vibes. You're like, yeah, man, I have the vibes. I can keep doing it, I'm going to proceed, and you're more motivated to keep going. So it keeps you going, and so that's why it can work for people who are more driven by emotion, if that makes sense, right? And then a second benefit to it is that because you're really tricking your brain from a psychological perspective, you're much more likely to be consistent, and it's easier to remember this method. It's a very simple method. You just pay off what you owe, the smallest amount you owe, and so on and so on and so on. It's very easy. You don't have to get complicated with interest rate and all these things. These two methods would attract a different audience, but you need to know yourself and you need to know which one will work for you, and then you pick one based on that. Got it? Capiche? Hope you have it. That's what I have for you today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Yay! Bye.